I'm Julian Eggebrecht. I'm CEO of Factor 5 and Director of LAIR. We're showcasing LAIR, which is basically our breed take on fantasy. Basically, it's a dark and gritty world, and it's got a lot of dragons in it. Dragons like you've never seen them before in a video game. They're seamless air and ground combat, and we're using the motion control features of the PlayStation 3 controller in a way nobody has seen before, and we hope to be the showcase title for exactly that. You actually interact with your dragon as if you're holding the reins of a horse, really. So that means you fly your dragon, you steer him on the ground with the controller, but when you get into visceral combat with other dragons and with other riders, you actually also use the controller. So you smack forward to ram into things, you dash sideways, you do, basically if you want to do a 180 flip, you just pull up the controller. There's a lot of physical interactivity with the controller, which I think people didn't expect from the PlayStation 3 controller, but it's all there. We started very conservatively, so when we got the controller, we had this grand vision, and we thought, well, maybe if we can realize 20% of that, that would be great. 2 days into it, we had the whole flight pretty much nailed down. So then we said, well, now let's get aggressive. Let's do the gesture recognition, how we call it, and let's really try to do things here. And we always ran it by the team, and the team was mostly, as most video game development teams are right now, hardcore gamers. So they were very skeptical. They said, no, go away with this motion control thing. It doesn't work, and it will never work. And then so 3 days later, they came back, and pretty much everybody said, okay, let's rip out the joystick controls. Nobody needs the joystick controls anymore. For the first time, it's really a seamless experience. So not only are you riding your dragon in air, but you can decide at any point in time and in any spot in the level to land. And basically battle with troops on the ground. We've got thousands of soldiers out there, or basically you go back up into the air. So what you get is an almost GTA-like sandbox feeling, where your mission is not completely predetermined, but where you have to figure out how to support, because you are the Air Force in our world, how to support your troops the best, be it in air, be it on the ground, be it with the different types of combat. You can do all of them seamlessly at any point in time. Pretty much everything is around cell. Without cell, the CPU in the PlayStation 3, it would be impossible to have thousands of characters on screen at the same time. The water, the ocean level you see there is basically simulated. It's not a pre-baked thing, as we say in the old days, but it's all running in real time on the machine. So we spend a lot of time basically getting all of these systems, including, for example, the light, all of the sun rises in this level in real time as you play the level. Everything is in real time, and that you can only do with the cell and the power of the PlayStation 3. Having worked on the Star Wars Rogue Squadron series and invented it for the Nintendo systems, we had done so many craft-based flight games that we really got tired not only of the craft aspect of it, that's where the dragons came from, but also the targeting system, because you're mostly playing a targeting reticule. We wanted to feel as if you're playing a creature and not staring at some crosshair on screen. So the first thing we got rid of was actually the crosshairs. Having said that, the auto-targeting works quite well, but you still, when you want to get into close combat, you still have to lock on to these guys, and then you can pick out your enemy and actually get into consecutively closer battles with the dragon. So you first get in there and you're flying side to side. Then you can smack with your controller into the other guy until you get him to a point where both of you tumble out of the sky, where it goes in even closer, like in a fighting game, and then you can actually close up, claw and scratch and do all of the things that dragons can do to each other. We always dreamt when we did the Rogue Squadron series for the Nintendo systems that the ultimate game would make it possible to go seamlessly from, let's say, 2,000 feet up all the way to the ground and basically see a tiny bit of gravel in front of you. Because technologically, it's quite a feat to have these massive landscapes and all the details, but what it means in terms of gameplay, if you can do it seamlessly, is that you suddenly get the sandbox element. And I always wanted to have in my games the sandbox element, and with the PlayStation 3, we finally have the box which can provide that.